All right, let's get right into it. If you've ever even thought about using a sports prediction service, you're going to want to see this. We're about to show you the one number that separates the real deal from all the marketing hype. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on an entire industry.
And this is all based on a huge audit. I mean, they didn't just look at one or two companies. They put 21 of the biggest names in sports predictions right under the microscope. We're talking about the heavy hitters here. KenPom, a legend in college basketball, Action Network, a massive media company, and even Sportradar, a data provider that serves the pros.
So, out of all 21 of those providers, take a guess. How many do you think were totally 100% transparent about how well they actually perform? Just one. A single service was willing to publish the one metric that actually proves their predictions are worth anything.
And that just begs the question, right? What in the world are the other 20 hiding? I mean, think about it. This is an industry that's built on data and probability, so why would they be so secretive about their own performance? Let's dig in.
Look, this isn't just a case of a few bad apples. The audit really suggests this is a problem across the whole industry. You have companies selling predictions, and sometimes for a lot of money, without giving you any real proof that those predictions can actually help you.
So, how do they get away with it? Well, they lean on a word that sounds fantastic but is actually super misleading. That word is accuracy, or win rate. It feels right, doesn't it? Of course, a higher win rate has to be better, but as we're about to find out, that's just not true.
Here's the problem. Accuracy is kind of a blunt instrument. It just tells you, hey, did the team we picked to win actually win? Yes or no. It says absolutely nothing about the confidence of that prediction. And that, right there, is where the whole thing falls apart. You can have two models with the exact same accuracy that have totally different results for your bank account.
Okay, let me give you a perfect example. Look at these two models. Model A is pretty humble. It says there's a 51% chance of a win. And, well, it's right 51% of the time. Seems reasonable. But now look at Model B. Oh man, Model B is a show-off. It screams there's a 99% chance of a win, but it's also only right 51% of the time. And here's the crazy part. If you only look at accuracy, these two models look identical. And this is where it hits you right in the wallet. If you believed Model B's 99% confidence, you'd probably bet a lot of money, right? But you'd really just be betting on a coin flip. So while the betting record might look the same, your profit and loss statement, your P&L, would be a completely different and probably very sad story. That, my friends, is the accuracy lie in a nutshell.
Okay, so if accuracy is the big villain in this story, we need a hero, right? Well, here it is. It's the one metric that cuts through all that noise. It's called calibration.
The technical term is Expected Calibration Error, or ECE for short. And all it does is answer one simple common sense question. When a model says something has a 70% chance of happening, does it actually happen 70% of the time in the real world? A low ECE means the model's confidence matches reality. A high ECE means its probabilities are just junk.
And check this out. This is a real story from the folks who did this audit. They had their own NBA model with a really respectable 65% accuracy, but it was a money pit. It was losing money. The reason? A calibration bug. The picks it claimed had 70% confidence were really only winning 60% of the time. Once they fixed the calibration, not the accuracy, the calibration, the exact same model started making a profit.
All right, so now we know the secret weapon is calibration. Let's look at that scorecard from the audit again and see how these 21 companies actually stack up.
Okay, here it is. Right at the very top, the best of the best category, we have exactly one provider that publishes a real ECE number. One. Then you've got FiveThirtyEight, which before 2023 used to just publish all its data so you could figure it out yourself, which was cool. A few more give you some partial info, and then you get to the bottom. And just look at who's on this publishes nothing list. This is insane. You've got KenPom, the absolute gold standard for college basketball analytics, Sportradar, which sells its data to hedge funds for crying out loud, Action Network, Covers, SportsLine. These are household names in this world, and not a single one of them will give you their real verifiable calibration number. So this brings us right back to that big question. Why? And let's be super clear here. It's not because they don't have the number. To even build a model like this, you have to measure its calibration internally. So the question isn't if they know the number, it's why they won't tell you.
And you just have to use simple logic here. If you are selling a product that is based entirely on the quality of your numbers, and your numbers were provably great, why on earth would you hide that?
It's really this simple.
If a company had a low ECE, meaning their model was trustworthy and well-calibrated, they would be screaming it from the rooftops. It would be their single best marketing tool. The fact that they stay quiet and just keep talking about accuracy theater, well, that silence is deafening.
And this is the bottom line. What are the possibilities here? 1. Their calibration is great, in which case they'd publish it. 2. Their calibration is awful, so they hide it. Or 3. They don't even know what it is, which is maybe the scariest option of all. The source material puts it perfectly. There's no fourth option that flatters them.
So where does all this leave us? What are we supposed to do? Well, it means that as consumers, we have to start demanding a new standard. It's time we arm ourselves with the right questions.
This right here is what real transparency looks like, not vague marketing claims. 4 specific things. 1, a real actual ECE number. 2, a clear explanation of what data they tested on, which games, which seasons. 3, a verifiable methodology. And 4, the holy grail, the code or data so an independent person can reproduce their results. This is the new checklist for trust. So please, the next time you see a service bragging about its AI-powered predictions or its high win rate, just remember what you learned today. Those are just buzzwords. They're marketing jargon designed to distract you from the only thing that actually matters. If a company is selling you probabilities, you have every right to demand their calibration.
And that's really what this all boils down to. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Now that you know about the accuracy lie and the real power of calibration, next time someone tries to sell you their AI-powered picks, what's the one number you're going to ask for?